Hey, I'm Teague, and welcome to the Social Media Detox Podcast. I'm going to talk about a few FAQs, some frequently asked questions for people who haven't started the detox yet or are just starting the detox. I wanted to go through those questions, answer any questions you might have. And again, if you have questions after this video, please feel free to email us at info@socialmediadetox.net. That'll be below. Okay, so I'm going to get into it. First question, what happens if I slip up and check social media during the detox? It's totally fine. This is not boot camp. This is not hard 75. If you do happen to slip up and check social media, or you need to check in with somebody, or there's some information you need to get off of social media, it's okay. Try to look at it as quickly as you can, get the information that you need, and then get off of social media as quickly as you can. But again, you don't have to start over, and there's no punishment, and it's going to be just fine. This is all about being more mindful of your use. So just acknowledging that time that you do need to log on, recognizing what it's for, and then getting off and moving on from there is great. What if I need to use social media for my job? Also totally fine. Obviously, it's just about compartmentalizing your use, right? So like if you have social media up for work and that's something you need to have up and looking at or whatever, you need that for in your job, just being mindful of that's work. And then when I go home, I am not plugged in, and hopefully you're able to not be connected to social media. You don't need to be for your work later at night. So totally fine. Just try to limit your use and be mindful of it. What apps are considered social media, and which ones should I stay off of during the social media detox? So obviously the big ones we all know: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat. But I'd also challenge you to take a look at your usage. See where you are spending your time. See what apps are taking up a lot of your day. The cool thing about the social media detox is you really can tailor it to your own personal needs or goals and usage. And so I would take a look at where you're spending a lot of your day, and kind of tailor the social media detox to that. So maybe you're someone who spends a lot of time on Pinterest and you want to limit that use. You can still use that social media detox format to start to chip away at changing that habit. How can I track my progress during the social media detox? So there's actually a really helpful resource at the beginning of the book, which is a 14-day tracker. It's a way that you can track your progress and check back during the detox and see where you're at. What should I do after the social media detox ends? Well, after the social media detox ends, you are free to go back to social media. The hope and the goal of doing the social media detox is to go back to social media with a different lens and a different understanding of why you use social media, and just being more mindful about your use. So going back to social media, but hopefully in a more compartmentalized way. So using social media intentionally, I think, is the goal. What if I miss out on important updates or news while I am doing the social media detox? So, the social media detox, you don't have to stop watching the news or stop being informed. You don't have to, live under a rock for 14 days. I think still being informed and still tuning into the same news sources that you were tuning into before is totally fine and helpful. And like I said, if you need to check something or you feel like you're missing an update, definitely feel free to do that. It's just, being mindful of logging on really quickly, checking whatever you need to check if it's on a social media platform, and then getting off and realizing you can go right back to that detox. What is a social media detox? I'm so glad you asked. A social media detox is really just taking a break, stepping away from those social media platforms that you use. And again, this can be tailored to your own usage. You might use Snapchat a lot. You might use Instagram a lot, or TikTok might be your social media platform. But anything that you use a lot, and you'll know what that is when you think about doing a social media detox, and really, identifying that social media that you use a lot and trying to take a break from that from 14 days. That is a social media detox. And that's what the social media detox is as well. What if the thought of doing a social media detox gives me anxiety? I get it. I think if the thought of doing a social media detox gives you anxiety, it's really helpful to reframe the whole situation. And instead of focusing on what you might be lacking for 14 days and what you are not seeing in social media. Focus instead on what you could gain. Think about all of the great interactions that you could have in the 14 days. Think about the relationships you could rekindle. Think about the things that you could do. Think about the tasks that you could get off your to-do list. I think really reframing the thought of a social media detox is really helpful when you're preparing for it. What should I do with all of my extra time while I'm off of social media? The world is your oyster. I mean, this is so exciting. You have so much time to chip away at that to-do list, to read a book, to go outside and explore nature, to do all of the things that you've had on your list of things to do that you thought you just didn't have time for. Now you have time to do it because you are no longer spending time on social media. So I would really challenge you before you get into the social media detox to make a list. And that's actually at the beginning of the book. Make an intentional list of things that you would like to accomplish with all that extra time and try to chip away at that during the detox. Is the social media detox just for people who are addicted to social media? No. I think the social media detox is for anybody who really wants a mindful reset. So whether you consider yourself addicted or maybe slightly dependent on social media, I think anybody can benefit from a little bit of a break from the platforms. I mean, even if you're not on it a lot, it does subconsciously affect your thoughts and your actions every day. There's a lot of science and research behind that. So I think just taking a break for anybody is really, really helpful. How do I avoid the temptation to check social media during the social media detox? Well, you can try to delete apps from your phone. There's also the idea of turning off notifications, of course, setting your phone to do not disturb or airplane mode when you don't want any notifications at all. Some people even use website blockers or, apps that are designed to limit screen time. I think the most effective thing, and when I did the social media detox myself, was just hiding those apps or deleting them from my homepage. So not having the ability to just go to Instagram and click it really made a big difference for me. You don't have to delete your account. You don't have to totally get off of it, but I would just get it off of your home screen just to reduce that temptation. That helped me. Can I still read or engage with content online during my detox? Yes, you can engage with online content just as long as it's not social media. So reading blogs, watching videos on YouTube, listening to podcasts, those are all really great alternatives to scrolling through social feeds. How can I make sure my detox is successful? I think making a detox successful is all about setting really clear, intentional, achievable goals and just committing to them, just sticking to it. You can really plan ahead by creating those lists of activities that you want to achieve during the detox. Also, I think a really helpful thing is sharing those goals with your family and friends just for accountability. Let them know that you're doing this social media detox and you might need to call them a little bit more this week and next. I think getting people involved that you're doing something like this is helpful. Or if you can convince your family or friends to do the social media detox with you, I think that's even better because having that built-in support is really helpful to do the detox. Is it better to do the social media detox alone or with a friend, partner, or family member? I think whatever way you want to do the social media detox is great. If you want to do it alone, totally fine. I think there's definitely benefits of doing the social media detox with people because it really gives you an opportunity to talk about your experience, what comes up during the detox, and it definitely gives you accountability too. Okay, so I hope those answered some of your questions. Again, if you have additional questions, you can always email info@social-media-detox.net. So please feel free to reach out while you're doing the detox, before you're doing the detox, after you're doing the detox. We are happy to be a resource for you during that.